1500 KVFT.
That's right. I'm the Doctor of Truth, and you can reach the program by calling 515-955-1400, 515-955-1400. Congratulations to the St. Edmund Gales. Outstanding performance last night. And did you catch that Alabama-Ohio State game? I picked Alabama by 10. I was wrong. Even better, Nevin Mulholland picked Ohio State. Oh, yeah. Look forward to seeing Nevin on Friday during the sports show, and that'll be coming your way at 4 o'clock on Friday. 4:10, actually. Nevin Mulholland, Randy Coolman, and I talk sports every Friday. It's a lot of fun, really. And Nevin and Randy are really well-versed on basketball. Randy especially. Of course, he's an old basketball coach, but Nevin's a dyed and true basketball fan, especially for Creighton. And then Kansas after them. Or is it K-State? I can never remember it. And he just told me here again the other day. And he went, and I think he was a South Dakota Coyote rather than a Jackrabbit. I don't know. That was undergraduate, but here I am trying to remember what happened in Nevin's life. I can't remember what the heck happened in mine. But anyway, yeah, Nevin picked Ohio State, and I just about did after their performance opposing Clemson. Clemson, I thought incorrectly, was once again going to be the best team in the country. I thought they were going to beat Ohio State and take on Alabama and beat them too, but that did not happen at all. Ohio State just pounded Clemson. And it was a tale of two games last night. I mean, Ohio State against Clemson were dominant. They couldn't get a single thing done against Alabama. And Devontae Smith and Mac Jones, big part of that. I mean, Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, of course. He caught 3 touchdown passes, 215 total yards. That's unusual for a receiver in any game, let alone the national championship game. Of course, it's hard to favor either of those teams here in Iowa. As we never see that sort of thing. We never see those sorts of heights of success. And I was reading online again this morning. Kirk Ferentz just has some die-hard supporters out there. And their point is always that he's put together a decent football team over the years. And that's true. But as far as any real success like Clemson or Alabama or even UCLA and USC or Ohio State for that matter, we have no hope of getting there under Kirk Ferentz. I guess the question that I'm going to ask again today is, should we try? Should the University of Iowa try to put together a team like Alabama's or Ohio State's, or are we just out of the running? I mean, Iowa City and Ames, for that matter, are nice college towns. And Iowa State has got a tremendous facility. I think University of Iowa does as well. But Iowa State, I'll tell you, and I hate to say this, but it's since Jamie Pollard. I'm not a Jamie Pollard fan. Jamie Pollard at Iowa State went out and found the money and built just terrific athletic facilities. If you want to bring a young athlete to the state of Iowa, you got to give them a tour through what Iowa State has to offer, because that's really first class. And all due respect to Iowa State and Matt Campbell, who thankfully is not going to the New York Jets. All due respect to Iowa State, they did win the Fiesta Bowl. And they were a well-coached team. That's the way I'm going to put it. They obviously were a well-coached team. I tried to get Rob Jones in here, by the way. He's a Southerner, of course. He's from South Carolina. And boy, is that guy is he well-versed in sports. I mean, I don't think Coolman and Mulholland and myself put together can really stand with him. because he is super sharp when it comes to sports. But he's on the way. He's on the way down to Ankeny. My man is on the way to Ankeny for basketball this evening. And that Rob Jones has got to be the hardest working man in the radio business, I'll tell you. All of us around here work hard. You think putting this show together is easy 5 days a week? You're wrong. Same way with the music shows or news and sports or any of those sorts of things. Sales, certainly. Sales, especially now. And in the year 2020, you know the situation. COVID. A lot of places are closed. A lot of our regular advertisers closed in some cases. You know, the restaurants, the bars, some of them had to close up. It was nasty. Boy, I hope the Democrats are right. I hope Super Joe lands in the White House on January the 21st in his Superman suit. Kamala can be Superwoman or whoever it was. There was a Supergirl. Was there a Superwoman? Somebody tell me that. 515-955-1400. I was an avid comic book fan when I was a kid. And I don't remember Superwoman. I remember Superman, Batman, Supergirl, of course. Supergirl was a girl. She was a teenager. And Batgirl, I think she was a little older, as I recall. She was portrayed in the movies by two incredibly hot women. That's Halle Berry and Michelle Pfeiffer. I mean, whoa, smoking hot women. Just make you stop in the middle of the sidewalk when they're walking by and raise your eyes to the Lord and say, "Thank you, Jesus," for Halle Berry and Michelle Pfeiffer. Thank you, Jesus. I still do that. Does that make me a sexist? I suppose Hillary Clinton would think it makes me a sexist. Hillary's still mad about being treated badly by the high school quarterback back in the wealthy suburb of Chicago that she grew up in. I really think, I don't think that we outgrow our little hurts and biases that we picked up in childhood. Former Chief Justice of the Iowa Supreme Court, Mark Cady, used to talk about implicit bias. Now, I think what I'm talking about and what he was talking about are two different things, but they kind of come from the same place. If you believe in implicit bias, makes you some sort of racist or sexist or something, and you're going to use implicit bias as a reason to use the law to correct that sort of bias, you ought to acknowledge as well, and I would urge all the justices in all the Supreme Courts across the country to check your own thinking. I have always said that, and I think it's more relevant than ever now. I hope Twitter and Facebook get slapped down for banning Parler. I didn't even know Parler existed until that ugliness last Wednesday. And I'm certainly not advocating for a bunch of QAnon lies and craziness to carry the day. I will say that our faith in the truth, in objective truth, has been destroyed, not by a bunch of morons, not by a bunch of trailer house people. And by the way, trailer house people, I'm not necessarily taking a shot at you. I've lived in a trailer house myself. I may again. Hey, if you're working and supporting yourself, I'll shake your hand any day of the week. And if you're drawing food stamps for a reason, I'll shake your hand. I'll be glad to see with you. If you're drawing food stamps and cashing them in at bars and you got hungry kids at home, I haven't got any time for you at all. I haven't got any time for you at all. And that's just the name of that tune. That is just the name of that tune. And don't give me all this welfare business. There's plenty of federal programs that are spreading around a lot of money for people who are driving brand new SUVs of some kind. Let's get that straight once again. Anyway, quite a game last night between Alabama and Ohio State. Alabama clearly dominant. St. Ed's, boys and girls, both doing a great job. And I wish them the best, and I look forward. I didn't get to see the UNI wrestling meet with 4 Fort Dodge wrestlers last Sunday. Can somebody tell me if UNI is there a broadcast outlet for UNI wrestling? Because I'd certainly tune in with those young men from Fort Dodge there. I watched Tristan Lara, especially, and Caden and Teskey. And Drew Bennett, I don't want to leave him out. But I watched all those kids wrestle in high school from the time they were little, or I should say junior high age on up. You know, because I'm a wrestling fan, and this is kind of a wrestling town. So I look forward. I don't know how they're gonna do wrestling at the college level or high school level. I guess have already taken off. But boy, if there's a way to spread COVID, it would be through wrestling. I mean, maybe they've got it figured out. Maybe they do COVID tests. The kicker for who? Ohio State. Their senior field goal kicker was tested, or the team was tested just before the game or within 24 hours of the game. And he had COVID and he couldn't play in the game. So maybe that's what they're doing with college and high school wrestling. I don't know, give them a COVID test every time would be the smart thing to do. I want to see wrestling, and I sure as hell don't want to see anybody get the COVID. Who does, you know? I just hope we can have some sort of wrestling and basketball season that we can all be proud of. 329 AM 1400 KVFD.
Divine Intervention is online at yourfortdodge.com, on Twitter at JMike1400.
Take the worry out of winter with the Winter Weather Advisor on KVFD. We'll keep you informed on hazardous driving conditions, delays, cancellations, and closings. The Winter Weather Advisor is brought to you by KG Roofing Fort Dodge. When you're investing in a new roof, it's KG Roofing. They install commercial